Well, shit is literally what I said to myself when this film ended, and I just proceeded to stare at the screen for a solid 30 seconds after the credits rolled. I didn't know what to say then, and I really don't know what to say now, honestly. And that was a few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure. It was early October, because it was one of the movies I picked to watch this month every night. And this is bleak, beautiful, terrifying, relatable, oddly comforting. It's honestly an instant classic film created by and for LGBT people. So many unexpected memories and emotions flooding through me as I had watched it. I wasn't ready for it, to be honest. I'd seen her first film, and that one was probably the most realistic depiction of what the internet does to you, specifically the Slenderverse sort of circle about that. It's just, wow. As always, I read as little as possible and just avoided anything I could, so I go in fresh, and fuck. This got me good. This absolutely lives up to the hype. If I was going to try and extract what it's about, it's very clearly a horror movie about transitioning, specifically in regards to gender and sexuality, although it could apply in many other ways, I suppose. But when looked at as a tale of failing to be true to yourself, I'm not really sure I've seen anything so gut-wrenchingly disturbing. It's beautifully devastating. It's demonically powerful. It all. Obviously, the main character isn't in my age range because I was born in 2002, and well, yeah. But sharing a name with the main character was certainly something. That was a situation. It's always weird when you start a movie and then suddenly you hear your name in the film. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I had wanted to see this since it came out, but I was just waiting for the right night to watch it, whatever the fuck that even means. I mean, I know what it means, but I also really don't. I'm pretty sure some people understand what I mean by that. Yeah, I decided to watch it this month, and what do you know? There would never be a right night to watch this because it just rips your guts out in the best way. And that's some damn fine art. I thoroughly enjoyed We're All Going to the World's Fair, but not a single cell of me was prepared to, or even remotely expecting Jane Schoenbrunn to just come and slap my face right off my head with this one. Just 2024 horror cinema, man. It's something. There's still time. That line, simultaneously the most heartbreaking and comforting words that could have been incorporated into this movie. Feeling like a spectator in your own life, nostalgia portrayed as something that warps memories to make things more cheerful than they were. Feeling discomfort in your own skin. There was so much covered in this movie, and the discomfort felt by the characters translated so well, and you couldn't help but feel what you can imagine they were feeling. The score is incredible. Thank you, Alex G. The horror was found in the audio, in my opinion. The screams, the breathing, the struggles to breathe as he felt more and more buried by suppressed emotions and personal truths. Just it's really incredible. I mean, I've just been babbling, but I guess if I was going to do something more in terms of, I don't know. Come on. Adrift in the postmodern malaise that is 1990s suburbia. These two teenagers, they develop a connection through their mutual fandom, I guess, for The Pink Opaque, a supernatural television series whose characters share a psychic link that gives them to dispel the monsters in their midst. when the older of the two friends, who is played by Bridget Lundy Payne, one day vanishes in tandem with the show's sudden cancellation, the abandoned misfit, played by two actors, Ian Foreman and Justice Smith, who I really wasn't expected to be as good as he was in this, to be honest. I don't know, I just didn't see him as a really great actor. Maybe that's just because the only time I've ever seen him before was in that game, The Quarry. That's a terrible game. I don't know. Anyway, that character, he's left to grapple with a creeping estrangement from, well, them from themselves and their surroundings. Years later, an unexpected encounter engenders this sinister revelation that begins to blur the fictions of their obsession and their increasingly alienating reality. I mean, honestly, that was the part of this that scared me the most. And it wasn't even for any I think I'm obviously not. I'm not trans. I know that. But this part in particular, this idea that I'm not going to spoil, it genuinely unsettled me. I didn't like it. Because it's like, what if Maddie was telling the truth? What if actually, I'm not going to say any more than that. Carrying forth their resident exploration of dysphoria and the emancipatory potential that can be found in the misoneum of our ubiquitous Black Mirrors, Jane Schoenbrunn builds upon their remarkable debut World Going to the World's Fair and crafts the most haunting horror film in recent memory. Elegantly eschewing conventional genre film grammar, complete with bold fourth wall breaks and shockingly precise emulation of 90s television and zine aesthetics. And I say that as someone who wasn't even around in the 90s, so I probably didn't know what I'm talking about, but, Schoenbrunn delicately describes the ineffable gravitational pull of recognizing oneself in another body, fictional or otherwise. And Smith and Lundy Payne beautifully play these emotions with a vulnerability that breaks your heart as often as the film's chilling specter of queer suicide will quicken your pulse, left me wrecked and just haunted in awe. I feel like I've talked too much about this film. I can't really go any farther without spoiling anything. So, yeah, I really, really liked this film. It's probably I'm gonna do this tier list of all the movies I've watched this month when November rolls around. So get ready for that. Although some of them are pretty set in stone because tonight's movie's Inland Empire, and that is my favorite film, period. It's so good. But anyway, thank you for listening to my review of I Saw the TV Glow, directed by Jane Schoenbrunn. I fucking love this film. I cannot wait for their next film. I really can't. I really fucking can't. Oh my God. Anyway, thanks. Thanks for watching.